Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nightlife. Here's Kirk and Kelly Gilbert.
This time was like, and we're here for your enjoyment. Living it up, laughing it up, while we're lifting them up. Tell your family and friends that the party never ends. Cause we're living it up, laughing it up, while we're lifting them up all night. Living it up, laughing it up, while we're lifting them up all night.
Since we're all one big happy family, here's your host of Nightlife, Tim Bergen.
Right. Thanks, Sydney. Hey, guys. Woo. Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing and awesome Sydney. See, you introduce everybody else, I get to introduce you. See? Welcome to Nightlife. With every show, we have a theme. And with today's show, our theme is family. Now, family. Can't live with them, can't live without them. I hear the groans out there. Think about it. If we all have some kind of cousin, uncle, aunt, or someone that just makes us smile thinking about them. They make us laugh, or they make us think, or they gave us the values that we hold dear. Sydney, who was did you have a family member that really impacted you, that's really like your favorite?
So I have such a big family, but I would have to say it's my Uncle Grant who's in LA. Love him. Yeah.
Uncle Grant.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, we also have the weird one too. You know, we all know. The one we know will always do or say something exactly unexpected, regardless of how much we try to anticipate their wackiness. Is that even a word? Robin, is that a word? Wackiness? Well, I don't know. But I really don't know how else to describe it. Guys, do you guys have a wacky relative?
You know, I really don't know too many, you know. It's, I'm
Pray
not
for
sure
them,
either.
okay? Regardless of whether they're our favorite or our wackiest, when there's a need, when we wonder why we do the things we do, when we wonder what we're going to look like, well, we're all family. Generally, that makes them the most important people in our lives. And it's great to have family, but we need to protect it to remind our children how important it is and what makes a family. Today, one of my favorite people, Amy Schuering, is here, and she has been an advocate for children and the family her entire life. And part of that is talking to children about family. And she's asked to speak so often, and someone finally asked her, they said, Amy, you know, you're talking to all these people, how about putting your thoughts down on paper? And so she's going to give us the inside scoop about talking to children and about the easy and hard questions about family. Well, hang in there. It's tough talking to kids, but Amy has all the answers. Guys, take us out to the break.
Family is love. It doesn't matter, you know, gender, it doesn't matter race, it doesn't matter color. As long as you have love and support and, you know, it's really solid. You know, a solid foundation makes a great family.
I think she said it best. Say no more. Facts.
What do you love most about your family?
Well, I have a new family of sorts because I now have two children in my life who weren't there before, and that's very special to me. And so, for me, I'm in an unusual situation because I'm getting to know two people that I didn't know very well just 2 years ago. You know.
As a mother, you know, becoming a mother, like, how did that change even your perspective of family?
Oh my God, don't make me cry. You become a bigger person Sorry. It's okay. The meaning of life is so much deeper.
Sydney, thanks for that, because with so many people in broken family relationships, to see that kind of good news where people are saying, listen, this is really what family is. It's about love, and it just breaks me up to think in a good way. Wow, it's great stuff. Well, our next guest, whether she's working with single mothers and young families, or she's writing children's books, or talking about sex. Yes, I said it, okay? My next guest is always on topic with the culture today. Please welcome Amy Schuering. Amy, come on down.
How you doing?
Good.
Good
It's
to
good to
see
see
you.
you. It's good to see you too.
Thanks.
It's been a long time.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, so,
Great digs.
well, you've written a new book,
Yes.
Colton and the Big White Cake. It's obviously a children's book.
Yes, and it's delicious.
It's
Yes.
delicious. It's delicious. But we need to let our audience know a little bit about you. This book is about family, but why would you write a book about family? Tell your history of fighting for families, fighting for children, fighting for women.
For a long time, and a very long time. I've been working with the pregnancy ministries in Pittsburgh, and right now I'm running 4 medical clinics. And so we're seeing young men and women who think that they might be pregnant, and they come in for pregnancy testing, and we do sonogram. But the other component to that is STD testing. And so we're inviting a lot of students, young people, young families in the door who are struggling with this idea of family and relationships, and some of the things that are promised are really not delivered. So we're seeing a lot of people who, they're going in a direction, but it's not really taking them where they wanted to go relationally. It's not really taking them where they wanted to go in terms of their family. So it's a growing, wonderful ministry that I lead. And as you know, part of that has been speaking. So I do a lot of speaking to parents and educators about how to talk to teens and young adults about sex, and how that, how we can communicate something. It's something I noticed along the way, that with my own kids, if we went to McDonald's, right, they would wait forever for a Happy Meal. They'd be happily waiting, they'd be quiet, they'd be good, and they would wait forever. They would wait for an hour for a Happy Meal. And you know why?
Why?
Because they know what's in there. They know that's a Coke, fries, and a toy, right? And so they're willing to wait forever. But when we say to kids, let's wait for marriage, for sex. In other words, let's hold that off and wait until marriage for sex. They don't know what's in there. That doesn't look like a Happy Meal to them. And so I started looking at this whole idea of the destination of marriage.
Well, if you think about it, Aim, when what's happened in our culture, the cultural shift, when you think about family, a lot of people don't know the idea of a good, happy family. I mean, you and I, with our relationships with our spouses, we live kind of in Disneyland. That's something that is unusual in this day and age. So when you're talking to someone about family, they think about the dysfunctionality, they think about the brokenness, they think about what they're struggling.
One thing that I started going to 5th grade, doing this little 5th grade talk, and I asked them, how many of you have ever been to a wedding? Almost no hands went up, maybe a couple of hands. So I'd say, well, whose wedding have you been to? My mom's, my dad's. And I realized that there was until we reach our 20s or so, people aren't going to weddings anymore. They're very expensive, splashy events where, we don't invite little kids. It's just too expensive. Right. And so a lot of our young people growing up have never even seen a wedding. And many of the clients that we serve here in Pittsburgh anyway, they've never seen a healthy, lifelong marriage. So and I was speaking to a group of young parents about a previous book that I'd written for parents, and the one mom raised her hand and she said, do you have any resources that would help me talk about marriage to my very young children? She said, because I didn't quite get this right in my life, and I want to set them in a direction, because she really believed that there might be a better way to live your life. So I said, well, I'm sure there's something out there. And I went out and scoured the internet. I mean, I looked everywhere. I looked in Christian bookstores. I looked online. I really searched for weeks, and I couldn't find anything. I found a lot of things on alternative marriage.
Right.
A lot of Heather Has Two Mommies and that kind of thing. And some really healthy books on being raised by your grandparents or being adopted, you know, some really good stuff, but nothing that told the story of a man and a woman, marriage, and then children. So I thought, well, how hard can this be? I'll write my own book.
If I were you, I would have said the same thing. There's got to be something out there. There's got to be something out there. But I guess our culture has so shifted that is something as normal as that, you know, if I can use that term, is just abnormal in our culture today.
Right. And it is, and it's something that I think that young people are longing for. I think they're looking for lifelong relationships. I think they're looking for covenant and intimacy. So, you know, here in my mind, I said, well, how hard could it be? But I did find out it was tougher than I thought to write something that children could relate to in a way that revealed God's plan for marriage without being harsh and judgmental, without being explicit, and all of those things. So we made some really charming illustrations and basically pulled together the idea that families may look very different, but they require the same ingredients. Just like baking a cake requires certain ingredients, when God makes a family, He uses certain ingredients to get that done. And I think it defines for the next generation how they can begin to communicate God's big idea about covenant, intimacy, and relationships.
What seems to be interesting to me is that I see the millennials beginning to shift a little more conservative in their viewpoint, in that they're seeing what hasn't worked, but they don't know what does work because they're so far removed from the idea of a family being a mom and a dad that live together forever and then begin to have children.
And God really had some positive things to say to us about marriage, and because God loves diversity. He loves to see a man and a woman come together. He loves creativity. So a marriage is able to create the next generation, able to create a child. And He loves covenant. And He wanted to show us something about Himself. I'm making a lifelong covenant with you, my people. And I'm going to show you that in marriage. So really marriage is this, is the best like sort of illustration we have here on earth, a visual aid of what God's covenant with us might be like. And even for people who never marry, to understand that visual and that the importance of that relationship is huge. So this is a beginning. It's a way that we can start with very young children to help communicate big ideas in a fun way.
I like your description of Dad, and he has big, strong arms, big shoes, and a scratchy smile with kisses.
Sounds like somebody we know.
Well, it's just funny. What age group is the book written for?
The book is for preschoolers, and we've tested it on preschools in the area, and actually the illustrator is a preschool teacher, and she did a fine job of helping the book communicate to very young children.
Well, like everything you do, this book is excellent, and I hope that a lot of folks pick it up because our culture is shifting, and I'm hoping it's beginning to shift back to healthy, to strong, to love again. And you hang around with us for a little bit longer?
Sure. I was going to say, too, that they can order the book on Amazon.
Okay, good.
Just a short little plug
And the big
there.
white cake is a wedding cake, I assume.
Yes, it is,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you being here, and you're going to hang around. We're going to get you involved in a game. But before we do the game, we've got our night scoop with Sydney.
You know, one thing I love about getting together with my family is when we go head-to-head with a match or some kind of game. I found a video of a friendly competition between an uncle and his niece that's gone viral. Check this out. How cute was that? Well, that was Dutch beatboxing champ Beat Art with his baby niece. And that video has been seen more than 300,000 times. And since Tim, we're family, I want to challenge you to a little beatboxing competition. You ready? All right.
Sure. Redneck beatboxing. That's the best. Guys, get me out of this real quick. You got a national news of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Kellen, tell them. Today is National Coffee Day. And there's two things in this world we can't live without. Jesus, well, and coffee. Woo! And we got to give a shout out to two of our favorite coffees. My first coffee is definitely the Cafe Mocha. It's a mix between hot chocolate and coffee, definitely the best of both worlds.
Mine has to be the iced cappuccino with whipped cream and chocolate syrup on top. It'll change your life.
Welcome to the Nightlife Family Feud, and we want to welcome Amy to our family game. Listen, we surveyed 30 employees of Cornerstone Television Network and have in my hands the top 5 answers. Whoever gets the #1 answer wins. Ladies, gentlemen, join me. Are you ready? Okay. Now, what you're going to do is I'm going to I'll give out a topic. And then whoever rings the bell first, will get a chance to answer. And if you get the top answer, then you win. But if you don't, it'll get tossed over to the other team. Okay? Ready?
Ready?
Okay. Name something the cat might drag in. Ooh, that was pretty close. I'll let you guys go first.
Bird.
Okay, what do you say?
Mouse.
The mouse gets it! Hey! Good try, guys. Good try. The cat dragged in. Yes, okay. You have cats?
No.
You have
That's why I
cats?
see.
Yes.
You have cats. So
Cats?
she knows.
I
She
have
knows.
I only have dogs.
That's it. You were at a disadvantage. You were feline challenged. Okay, next question. Name something a kid thinks his dad is better at than any. Ooh, Kellen.
Sports.
Okay, #1 answer. Woo! What were you going to say?
Wrestling?
Wrestling. Not even here on this page, but that's okay. I'll let you go. Okay, ready? Name a well-known character who is green. Ooh, okay.
Grinch.
Grinch.
Grinch. Not the #1 answer, but a answer.
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog, it is.
That was kind of a wag
good,
impression.
good, yeah. You get it. You guys win. Yay! Okay.
Okay, we got it.
Are you ready? Come on.
Sorry.
No pride here. No pride here. We're supposed to give examples to millions of people that are watching here. Okay? Name a word you use instead of the word friend. Okay? Aim.
Paisan.
Paisan. Not there. Go ahead, guys.
Buddy.
Buddy, #1 answer.
Yeah, we're being soft. Sorry, I'll let you do the next one.
Okay, ready? Name a special day for which people buy new outfits. Oh, Sydney's on this one like white on rice.
A wedding.
A wedding. That's not the #1 answer. It is an answer. What do you think, guys? Can you get it? Now, come on.
Funeral?
You don't have all day.
Birthday.
Not the #1 answer either. These guys were closer. The #1 answer was Easter. #2 answer, wedding. #3, birthday. How did you not know
Nicely
that?
done.
Other answers were Kennywood, the prom, Halloween. Okay, ready? Name something that has the word super in its name. Oh, yes, Sydney.
Supernatural.
Not there, but go ahead.
Super.
Mad.
Superman is the number 1 answer. Number 2 being Super Bowl. Number 3, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I was going to say that too, yeah.
Other answers were supermarket, super glue, supernatural.
I'm fire right now.
Was one of them.
Oh, one of them at the bottom.
At the bottom, way at the bottom. Okay, are you ready? Okay, now, is your hand, you've been beating on that thing pretty hard. Is
It's
your
healing.
hand
It's healing.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, name something parents yell at their kids to stop doing.
Video games, watching video games.
Okay.
Our parents
Guys,
never
I'll
yelled
give
at us, Tim, so we wouldn't know.
Oh, man.
Wrestling.
Get the
Stop
shovel.
wrestling. Fighting.
That would be the number, that's the number 1 answer. Yeah, fighting, good. Answers were teasing, bullying, running in the house, throwing things, kicking the back seat. Kicking the back seat. Okay, here's the last question.
All right.
Okay, Robin, are you keeping track of where we are?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Name something gorillas do all day. Ooh, you guys, okay, go ahead.
Eat bananas.
Eating, number 1 answer. What were you going to say? Look at people not even there. Scratch themselves, sleep, sit, play, swing through the jungle. And who is our winner? The guys win. Woo! Okay, now guys, if you need somebody to read this to you, we can make arrangements. Okay, in fact, we could probably before the show's over, we could probably get Amy to read it to you.
We'll sit
Yeah.
down.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, guys. Okay. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. So, what do you think? Amy's book is available through your favorite online retailer. It'll bless you, so pick up a copy. The next generation is our hope and our future. You may be the favorite uncle or aunt, or you may be the wacky one, but regardless of how you're placed in your family, you're needed by the next generation to bring them hope. Speaking of hope, you may be hoping for healing in your family. Families are being torn apart, but one of the ways God works is He heals divisions. You may be thinking you don't really have a family, but wish you did. Well, I've got great news for you. If you know Jesus, I mean really know Him, then you have an enormous family called the family of God. And yes, even in the family of God, we have our favorites and we got our wacky members, but they all are family, and it makes us stronger when we're in it. Because you're family, the Nightlife family especially cares for you. And if you're going through something right now, we are there for you. Call 888-665-4483 and talk with one of our family. Let them pray for you and encourage you. There's so much God has for you. Let Him show you how big and how great your family really is. Well, until next time, we hope that we were able to shine a little light into your night. From all of us here at Nightlife, be blessed, and we'll see you next time. Guys, take us out. It's time to go home.
We are family. I got all my brothers and me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Everybody, they can see we're together as we walk by, and we fly just like birds from a feather. I can't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, how can they be that close? Just let me say for the record, what giving love is a family does. We are family. I got all my brothers and come on, help me say it. We are family. Come on now, just like